Recently, there was a controversy of the Kadokawa president believing they needed to censor manga for Google and Apple because it wasn't reviewed on there. Of course, Japan was very upset and made their voices be heard. Then the Kadokawa president had to give up some of his salary because that could damage them as a company. Well, now they're going to start doing simulpubs of English manga.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So recently, the Kadokawa president, as we all knew, he was thinking that censorship was needed because, well, manga was rarely reviewed on Apple and Google. And that was one of the worst ideas ever because nobody wants their anime or manga to be censored. So Japan, of course, they were very, very livid over this. And they made their voices be heard, and oh boy, was the backlash intense. So of course, Kadokawa realized, oh no, this is not good, this doesn't look good for us, so we're going to step this back. And the Kadokawa president, for saying something like this, because thinking the manga needed to be censored, terrible idea to begin with. So because of this, of course, his salary was taken. 20% of his salary for the next 3 months will be taken. So that came back to bite him hard. And Kadokawa realized that this was a terrible idea. And it's a good thing that they did. I'm glad to see the Kadokawa realize this was terrible to begin with, and that they should not be censoring their manga. That was good. That was good to see that they should not be censoring their manga. But then, of course, within a week of this, they now just recently came out with this, stating, Kadokawa announces, the Simulpub of English manga. Now, this is a good thing because, let me explain. This means now that they're going to cut out the middleman in terms of that, and they'll be doing it all themselves so that they can take the manga they make and give it as intended to the consumers, which is a very good thing and something that people have been hoping that they would do for a long time. Because here's the thing, back in the 90s, yes, they would have needed these companies to push it out there because, things weren't as accessible as they are today. The thing is that you look at the internet, and the internet has made things so much easier to be able to push things out that you would want people to buy from you. And so now these Japanese companies have more accessibility to go worldwide and get things out there themselves rather than having to use other companies. The problem is that within these Western companies, you're going to see a bunch of activists that are in there that are going to try to push their identity politics, their sensibilities, whatever they can, whatever agenda or narrative they want to push, then they'll do it. They'll come in there, they'll change things, they'll censor things, or they'll cut things out and say, oh, no, that can't come to the States because it doesn't fit our standards. So, that's the problem with the Western companies, but these Japanese companies, in which many people have been speculating and theorizing on, can actually do it themselves and not have to have a middleman here, which would be a lot easier and better for these companies to do. So let's get into this article, let's take a look at this. Kadokawa, the publishing company behind titles such as Konosuba and Sergeant Frog, will now release several of its manga and light novel series in English on the same day that those books and chapters are released in Japan. The Japanese publisher announced its new initiative during the company's panel at the yearly Crunchyroll Expo, which is being held online this year due to the ongoing pandemic. Kadokawa is one of Japan's largest publishing companies with over 5,000 releases a year. Kadokawa publishes the manga magazines Young R and Shonen Ace, which have serialized series such as The Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan, Eureka 7, oh, now that's a pretty interesting one, Dead Man Wonderland, now that was a good one. I did enjoy Dead Man Wonderland. And Sergeant Frog. Additionally, the company is also one of the largest publishers of light novels and has published works such as High School DxD. Now that, personal favorite. But I think anybody can guess why. Previously, the company has licensed its titles out to outlets such as Yen Press. Really? Huh. Which it owes a majority stake in, and other localization and distribution companies. But for its new Simulpub releases, Kadokawa will handle the localization themselves. This is excellent news, because this is the way that Kadokawa ensures that what they have does not get censored by the West, and that they get it out there as intended, so that nothing is altered or changed, so that Western fans can get what they've wanted the whole entire time. A good product, one that they can enjoy and not have to worry about the censorship or insertion of politics or any of that terrible crap that the West pulls. This is a good thing. And we've been seeing more and more where Japan has been tired of political correctness. They have hated this stuff, and even the Digimon play that happened recently, which was hilarious because they were fighting against political correctness. I mean, it was fantastic, and it shows that they're getting tired of it. And Kadokawa, right now, they're showing that, hey, look, we're going to go where the money is and not censor things, because they know that if they were to edit or censor anything, that they would lose money, that they would lose consumers that way. And the West, it's a problem that they do this. Also, you look at Seven Seas. One big problem here was that Seven Seas was actually censoring Classroom of the Elite and Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. They were actually censoring that, and they admitted to it. Then they had to republish the books and send them out to people because they damaged it so bad by censoring and editing these books. You look at anime, for example. You look at Funimation. You look at Crunchyroll. Funimation, they've been censoring tons of things. This has been going on for a while with Funimation. I mean, there's tons of problems with Funimation. This is not the only problem with them that proves that they're a shit company. But, this is one of the big problems because they've been altering dubs. They've been censoring things, pushing whatever politics they can. And then, of course, one of them being in Dragon Maid, where they pushed in Gamergate. I mean, seriously, it's ridiculous. People are tired of this crap. And Japan is too. I mean, this is why Anilog is also a thing when you think about it, because any anime that's actually not tied to, like, Funimation, Netflix, Crunchyroll, or any of those streaming services, they're putting them on YouTube for free for people to just watch, And look, these companies, they don't have to rely on the middleman anymore. They really don't. They don't have to rely on, the West to get their stuff out there to Western fans. They don't. Not at all. And so what Kadokawa was doing here is great. Right here, as you can read, Kadokawa Simulpub project will begin with these titles right here. So, I mean, you can pause that and take a look at it. And then this is what they stated, though. This was really good what they were saying. Kadokawa decided to translate and deliver our works by itself, said Satoru Miki, Kadokawa's manager of global business, during the panel. We will aim for simultaneous distribution at the same time as Japan, which that's a good thing. Miki explained, adding, we will start with published editions, but we will move on to Simulpub of serialized chapters soon. Miki stated that while Kadokawa is primarily pushing simultaneous publications in both Japanese and English as a way to satisfy fans, the project is also being done to deter piracy. At the same time, in English-speaking world, there are many pirated editions that generate no return for authors and artists, so I would like you to support the creators by purchasing the regular edition, Miki said, which, that's fair. But, this is their way to be able to fight this. This is their way to be able to push back against the West and be like, hey, you know what? No, we're not doing this. I mean, you look at Crunchyroll as well with Joanne Wage. You look at that Variety article where she was talking about how, they need to change their ways for the Western audience. No, they don't. No. you don't do that. You see, manga is thriving because it's entertaining, because it's telling good stories, creating good characters, giving you what you want, the good entertainment. And while not every manga is for everybody, you think about it, they have so much creativity, and even for the more hardcore stories, there's still that. They could still create stuff like that, even though Hollywood would not allow things like Goblin Slayer or, Redo of Healer. They would never allow them to exist, and it's good to see that they're pushing against this. Love Hina author, he's done it as well, and it's good to see that they are pushing back, that they're trying to fight political correctness, and this is what we need to see more of. And what this could do is, seeing Anilog, seeing Kadokawa, this could mean that we're going to possibly see more companies do the same thing, because this sets the example for other companies to start doing this as well, because this is exactly what they can do. They can do this too. And seeing that they can do this, they can cut out the middleman, and this would be better in the end for them as well as it would be for the fans. So it's a win-win by doing this. And also, this means that they fight censorship this way. This is an excellent thing that many companies in Japan need to be doing, because they can get around the circus show that is Twatter, that is Funimation, that is Crunchyroll, that is Hollywood. They can get around all of it this way, both manga and anime, if they were to do it like this. This is why it's excellent to see that this is going on, that Kadokawa is doing this, and hopefully we'll see more Japanese companies do this as well. Break away from the middleman and get content as it was intended out to all the fans that enjoy it. But anyways, Let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you were new here, and make sure you were still subscribed because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels. So make sure you were still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like, and also be sure to share the video on social media. Spread the word and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on both Discord and Minds. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the newest videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events in the near future. So be sure to follow me on both Discord and Minds. The links are in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.